Aquarium of the Dead certainly sounded a little interesting. The setting is definitely something I hadn't seen before for a horror film, so I thought I'd give it a go. And it's okay. It's quite slow, but there are some okay moments. It's also not very scary either, and I feel like it would have been very easy to just run away from these creatures. So, not the strongest, but it was interesting. This was released in 2021. It's directed by Glenn Miller. It's written by Marc Gottlieb and Michael Verratti. And we have a cast including Vivica Falk, Eva Ceja, DC Douglas. I apologise if I mispronounce any of those names. And the concept is quite simple. There is an experiment gone wrong, and the creatures in an aquarium turn into zombies. That sounds really thrilling. I think the main reason it doesn't work, well, there are two reasons. One, it's very, very slow. And two, they're water creatures. In general, they're not the hardest to escape from when you're on dry land. So as a concept, I did think it was interesting. And I have to say the aquarium setting is something that I quite liked. I think the setting worked really well. It felt like I was in an aquarium, which is exactly what I wanted. But it was very, very slow, and on so many occasions, I failed to see the threat. On so many occasions, apart from a few times when the creatures would jump, I felt like it would have been so easy to just run away. And it was very weak. The threat just wasn't there. The horror element wasn't there. So it's not a good horror film, but as a concept, it is quite fascinating. So it made me think a little. And that meant that I guess I enjoyed a teeny tiny part of it. But if you're looking for a decent story and a scary film, this definitely isn't going to be it. But as a concept, I liked the general idea, but the execution wasn't very good. It wasn't scary. It was very slow. And as I said, on multiple occasions, the threat just didn't seem to be there, because I felt like it would have been so easy to just walk away. And I do mean walk away rather than run. Again, there were times when the creatures were able to jump quite quickly, so there was a tiny threat there. And obviously somebody needs to try and solve this problem, so people can't just run away. They need to try and find a way to stop them becoming zombies. But it didn't work. It wasn't scary. There was no real threat. And IMDb lists it as, well, quite a few things. B-horror, zombie horror, action, comedy, horror, sci-fi, and thriller. It's not funny either. I didn't really get the comedy element either, but it is one of those cheesy horrors where if you want to watch something that's meant to be scary, but it's more just laughably awkward, it could be a good one for that. So I do recommend it as something that's quite fun and different, but not if you're looking for something that's scary. So it might appeal, it might not. Honestly, while it doesn't tick that many boxes, I didn't mind the experience. It made me think. It made me think about the whole situation, and I rather enjoyed that part of it. But if you're looking for a scary film, Aquarium of the Dead is not going to be that film.